Good morning, everyone. Aloha Friday. It is 6:56 here on the beautiful island of Maui, and I woke up a little bit ago, and I just feel really called to sit down and share some information this morning. So if you're new here, my name is Lori. There's a lot of new people on my page. I do a lot of detoxing. I started going through my awakening 10 years ago, and I became an extremely psychic, insanely psychic being, and now I have the abilities to channel with people all over the world. I see into the body, I hear verbally spoken messages, I have visions about what people have going on when they can't get diagnosis and things like that from the medical community, and all kinds of other things. It's not just medical, it's full on life space. I was not seeking any of this. It came at me very fast, and now I'm here on the planet to help people go through their ascension process to activate and upgrade. And I have a lot of different modalities that I channel. And I also have modalities that I don't just channel, but that I've learned. And today I want to talk about fascia tissue, and I want to talk about using the gua sha. So in 2019, I was gifted the God provided, divinely gifted opportunity to go to Mexico and learn the modality called Rolfing. It's also known as structural integration from the late Gerald Clark. He is soaring high with Metatron or Thoth or somewhere, and his lovely wife, Krista Clark. I am not certified by any American agency. The mission of Gerald Clark was to go to Mexico to teach structural integration to people who want to learn to help themselves and other people outside of the indoctrinated system that is America. So I went down there and I spent 5 weeks with Gerald and Krista and my partner Justin at the time. We did the course online through videos on each other before we went to Mexico, and then we went down there and did the course with Gerald. And so with this modality of Rolfing or structural integration, it is about moving, breaking the patterns in the fascia tissue to help realign the skeletal structure to be able to stand up properly as we're meant to be here in this gravitational field that is Earth. And it's very powerful work. It's very different from massage. I always recommend, if you have chronic body issues, go find yourself a Rolfer who can help break the patterns in your fascia tissue so that your skeletal structure can be free and mobile to realign. And if you're new here, I've been healing myself from being in chronic pain for many years with really great success. I still have more to go, but part of my awakening process was to help myself heal. And in the process of moving fascia, it releases stuck energy and stuck emotional energy. So a lot of people will have Kundalini awakenings when they have the work done. My clairaudience turned on while I was in Mexico, getting the work done, meaning I hear verbally spoken messages and I have two-way communication with my higher self and spirits. They are very real, and for all you Christians, no, they're not demons. And I help people heal, like miraculously, in amazing ways. And I hear verbally spoken messages about the government and the world, all kinds of things. It is not an easy modality to integrate, but I've been integrating it for 7 years now or something like that. So I help people understand their psychic abilities when they turn on. But anyway, fascia tissue holds patterning from the womb, from injury, from life, from bad posture. Sometimes fascia feels soft like putty. Sometimes it feels hard like glass, like this stuff in my neck that I've been releasing. I spend hours pushing on my neck and pushing on my chest and moving fascia and stretching and realigning and like literally taking my life back from the patterning of my body. It's the most incredible work. I have dedicated my life to healing myself, and the byproduct is I get to share it with you so you can learn to be empowered to heal yourself. And the greatest relationship we can have is with our bodies. And I'm so grateful that I had no choice but to have the relationship, because I am a type of person where I refuse to be in misery and in pain. I just can't do it. So I have been working diligently in the background for years to detox my body, upgrade my mind, and help my physical structure be out of pain and alignment so I can be a peaceful person. And it's very challenging, but it's the greatest relationship of my life. And so today I want to teach you a little bit about the face and the skull. So I started using gua sha, and I have completely redesigned my face. My chin was starting to pull this way, and I have some misalignments in the symmetry of my face, so I've been redirecting all of that. I have literally reshifted my jaw back over in alignment from where I had braces as an adult and they screwed up my mouth to all kinds of things. I like just a year ago I got it to pop back into the socket. It's incredible yet very painful and dedicated work to redesign your own body. And that's exactly what I've been doing. And so because of the jaw misalignment and the neck misalignment, when I was in my mother's womb, I came out with my ear almost touching my shoulder. She had to do neck exercises to fix all of this. And then when I was 19, I was in a horrendous car accident where my head busted the windshield out. It pulled all my hair out here. I didn't have a seatbelt on. It knocked the whole windshield out. I had an outer body experience, a near-death experience where my soul hovered above the car and I watched the car accident happen. Well, years later, when I got sober 10 years ago, I wasn't numbing myself anymore. And then the reality of what was happening in my body became very evident. So through my awakening process, this is where all of the layers coming from. I'm just giving you backstory. So I am almost 47, according to the indoctrinated birth certificate that, we attach to for age. I've been working on my skin. I've done a really good job in maintaining my youthfulness, not just in my soul, but in my body as well, even though it gives me a lot of pain. So I'm very determined. So I started using I'm spinning a little bit. I just woke up and I just started drinking coffee. So, okay, anyway. My lips and my jaw and everything was so tight. So I started using gua sha and moving the fascia, and I was able to get my lips full. Like my lips were very tight on the top. I had lines and all this stuff. So because I'm getting older, things are starting to droop a little bit. So in order to keep the jowls from continuing, I do a lot of gua sha work. I move the fascia up to the line of my hair, and then I take my hands and I push my fascia up. You can see how it pulls my hair, right? And pull my fascia up from here to the top of my head, and then I smooth it out. So this is going to pull the face up, and if you keep doing it, you retrain your fascia tissue, and it sticks there. But you have to be consistent. Okay, so that's one way that I help myself to keep my youthfulness, to pull my skin back and all of that. And it's a work in progress. To be dedicated to heal yourself is an everyday process. Sure, there are moments of rest, but nonetheless, we have to do what we have to do to help ourselves, right? Because who wants to be miserable and in pain? Not me. I refuse it. Okay, so let's talk about gua sha. I started gua shaing my face, and it was a game changer. These lines on my forehead, they've been there since they've been in my 20s. They're not going anywhere. And I used to do Botox. I don't do that anymore. It's a neurotoxin. The long-term effect scares me. All these people in Hollywood who have all that work done, they end up getting like really bad diseases and things. And I'm just like, oh my God. So, as much as I love Botox and I want that stuff, I won't do it anymore. And I've never had filler or anything like that. It scares the crap out of me. And the problem is when you get into stuff and all that stuff in your face and then you freeze it and it starts to droop and then your muscles don't form because your face isn't moving and all of that. It's a real thing, man. You really, especially if you're in your 20s. Lord have mercy, please. Okay, so I'm going to use castor oil to show you how to use the gua sha. You always want to have something on your face. I don't use toxic deodorants, skincare, shampoo, laundry soap, any of that stuff anymore. All of the fragrance, all of that stuff, and everything that's in big box stores for almost everything is an endocrine disruptor. And including cosmetics, hair products, all of that stuff, I have gone natural, girly, 100%. So I use castor oil, and what I use is I put a little bit of DMSO on there. This stuff is a whole nother realm of consciousness. You have to be very careful, you and DMSO. If you're going to dive down the pathway of what this is, I invite you to go do research. A lot of people say, well, what is DMSO, Lori? I'm not going to tell you what it is. I want you to go figure it out for yourself, because this stuff is very powerful. Anything you combine DMSO with, it penetrates it through the blood-brain barrier and goes deeper into the cellular structure, excuse me, where things normally cannot get to. I take this, I mix this with things that I take internally. I drink this, and I also use it on my skin. So like, you can't even wash your hands with toxic soap, because you're going to have the chemicals left over on your hands, and then you touch this, it's going to push that into the skin. That's how powerful this stuff is. I use rubbing alcohol, and then I use hydrogen peroxide, and then I touch DMSO. Okay, so it's very powerful. I mix this with the fulvic humic powder. I mix it with different things that I take internally, and I also drink some of it. It is incredible for healing the body. And if you want to get really good skincare, you mix this with the skin, and it puts it deeper into the cells. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to do a little bit of castor oil and a little drop of DMSO. And I'm going to show you what I do for my lips, because you guys are out there putting all this lip filler in your face, and I understand why you're doing it, and I'm not shaming anyone, but most of it looks absolutely terrible in my mind. I don't think it looks good or natural, and it just looks so stuck there. But I get it. Some people get it and it looks beautiful. And if you're thinking about doing it, that's up to you. But I just would never. Okay, so gua sha, I put this on my face and my neck and my chest and my hands. What I do to my face, I do to those areas. And yes, I have tattoos for all the slick willies that want to get in the comments. I did a lot of things to my body before I woke up. And I know how to detox if I want to get tattoos. It's my prerogative. So if you want Botox and fillers, go ahead. I like tattoos. So this, I use this. Okay, so first I do my 11 lines. And then go over. You want to go slow, and you don't want to dig in too deep. You want to kind of go surface level at first, because you don't want to break the skin and give yourself bruising and stuff. Doing roughing and fascia work, you're going to get bruised on your body, but in your face, you want to go gentle. I do a little mixy here on these muscles, because for these lines, but they've always been there. It's just the structure of my face, and the way I was born. This side is thicker than this side, so I'm trying to get it equal. So I go in with this. So, obviously I do the crow's feet and all of that. I'm not going to go into a whole face thing, but I'll just do a little bit. Okay, so, and then wake up the lymph nodes, And then, so let's just get into the mouth. So I do a little bit here, and you can feel like little crunchies in there that are painful. That's stuck fascia. And I go in here. I used to have lines all right here. I smoothed them all out by using this. Then I go over the top. And I go over my lips too. But I tuck it under here. And it's made this pouty. And I've made these stronger. I got the lines to go away. And I used to be a cigarette smoker. Disgusting. I'm so glad that's over. But I've had to work a lot to get my face to this place. And this is just going to do what it's going to do. I'm still going to give it love, but I'm working on all of this. And I got a couple of little dark spots here, but I'm working on a skincare line. I've got some amazing things in it. And it takes I've taken all this dark spots and everything almost off of my face. It's incredible. In just a few months. But I'm not ready to release that yet. I'm still working on it. And so I do this to the top, and then I smooth out the lines. And I've been able to get this lip unstuck, and it even has a little lift. My natural lips. And they did not look like this I don't know, 6 months ago or so. I got really deep in with the gua sha in my face. I've been using it lightly before, but I got really dialed in with my lips. Maybe longer than 6 months, but they've really changed over the last few months, because the process of working with fascia, it takes time. You have to be really patient. You learn the greatest grace and love and patience for yourself when you're learning how to heal and get yourself out of pain and get your fascia unstuck. I'm going to start doing, I used to do videos years ago where I would sit and stretch and move fascia and show you how to like open up your shoulders and your neck and your hips and things. So I'm thinking about getting back into that. But and the other thing I started doing is I started doing facial muscle exercises. Getting these going, because this one was almost flat, because this side of my face was so different. So I've been working on it. See, like this is really full here. I have this dip here. I don't quite understand structurally why this has happened, other than this side of my body not being fully developed because of the trauma from my mother's womb, literally. So, you know, I've been on a long path, but it's amazing how when you have the activation of knowing that you can create a changed reality for yourself, that you can put in the work and do it. You can't sit around and be miserable and lazy. You have to show up for yourself. And I know how hard it is. When you have a chronic issue, no one understands you the way that you do unless you have a chronic issue yourself, right? Unless they have a chronic issue. I understand. I understand how hard it is to get moving when you feel tired and alone and devastated. But let me be a beautiful reflection of just starting to make little changes. Start sitting on the floor and stretching. That's what I did. I sat on the floor for years. I didn't sit on a couch or in a chair because it ruined my body. Sit on the floor for everything that you do, and your body will automatically start to move because you're going to get very uncomfortable. You have to get uncomfortable before you wake up. Here, here, and here, right? So I do a lot of face exercises. And this right here, I'm working on this. You put your tongue flat at the top of your mouth and push your flat tongue on the top of your mouth, and you'll work these muscles to pull your chin in. See that? That's going to help you not get the turkey neck thing. So anyway, that's just a few things. And I hope that you're having a beautiful day and you have a great weekend. Stay safe out there and remember to love yourself.